Hello, hello, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV. Let's see what everyone says in the aftermath. Huh. I thought that Amrit... People on the forum said that Amrit tells you that, but it's Hilda that tells you that. Is there anything different? Nope. No, she's taking it hard. That's pretty sad. Well, we could do that. Or we could... No, I'm just kidding. But there are some more Hildebrand quests. Although no trials involved, as far as I remember. I think maybe an instance battle or two, but that's all just cutscene and comedy fluff for the Heavensward portion of Hildebrand. So... we shall see. That is true. God, I need to dust out my PS4 or something. It's so loud. The obvious solution, huh? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very well. Very well. Ugh. Yeah, it turns out PS4s have very loud fans. Like, the older they get, you know, the hotter the core runs. Oh, why is it showing us Vesper Bay? Ah, it's a samurai. More domans?
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes? You're in Eorzea?
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships, and I would sooner travel by land than put to sea again. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port.
He is a mountain of a man.
Though, 'twould perhaps have been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Good man, are you all right?
Oh, hey, Urianger got back in time to witness that.
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
That, well, that character's gonna be... a welcome addition to the game. No focus altar, huh? Very well. Very well. There's a storm rumbling. Hopefully it doesn't knock out my power. There's so many things that can interrupt my recording. Oh, God. There's my own incompetence at getting the timing right. The power could go out. My internet could go out. You know, I could 90K. I could hit the wrong button when I go to save the recording. You know, frickin' the microphone can cut out. Oh my God! How do actual YouTubers deal with this shit? I guess maybe the video editing process is good for one thing. At least, you know, you get all your footage first, and then, you know, as you're putting it together, you know, you can take your time with that. Although I suspect that comes with its own slew of problems, such as losing, you know, a saved edit, or...
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice-damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon, of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment. Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
Is this truly so complex a puzzle? Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Has he been voice acted
Who
yet
is
before?
this man?
The way Amrek's looking at him, it's like, that doesn't sound indignant. That sounds like, hey, he wants to take another guy to dinner. Meow.
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanau since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity. And as luck would have it, I'm graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside, have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame?
Damn!
Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartanau while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word?
No, but I'll keep an eye on him.
As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice.
A lot of thunder out there.
Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
It's not like the Council can do it.
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. It would seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartanau. and take command of Omega. Cid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland, and supervise the other one.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cardano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
My blade is yours.
Ooh.
Not a moment's hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
The player base in large really wants Cid and Nero to get together and be gay. Which, I mean, whatever. But, I could see him getting together with Yugiri. Well, he's been keeping an eye on us, obviously. The greater obeisance? Obeisance? How the fuck do I say that word? What is that word? Obeisance. A movement of the body expressing deep respect or deferential courtesy as before a superior. A bow, a curtsy, or other similar gesture. Deference or homage. Okay. Well, that seems cool. We should switch to... Let's switch to the Dragoon to catch it up on experience points. Some. I mean, like, obviously 16,000 is not really gonna catch it up, like, super easily, but, you know. Airship landing in Gridania, huh? I think we could just teleport there, right? So we got all the, Aetherites? We can! Woo! Man, that storm is going. Although wait, you know what? Actually, let's go on Samurai. Because, you know, we're about to meet a Samurai, right? So, we should be on Samurai. See if he's got any dialogue he won't otherwise have. I don't think he will, by the way. But, because Samurai didn't exist yet when this quest originally came out. But, well, there's just only one way to find out, you know? Alice is trying to be a dom. I guess an airship would be really important for a Garlean, because if you're Garlean, you can't teleport. Right? Like if you're pure blood Garlean, you can't control ether. They lack the ability to cast magic. Any Garlean soldier you see cast magic is either a conscript or a half-blood. Oh, never mind. She does not care for that man. Oh shit, I missed being able to talk to Nero. Whoops. My bad. He probably said something along the lines of, I'm not sure why you don't trust me. Oh, there must be so many people here that it's having trouble loading. Why are there so many people here right now? I guess prime time's kicking up, but...
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
I think that's a funny, like I know he's been an engineer his whole life, and he's younger than the Empire is, but the Empire's only been like a magitech-driven force for like the last 80 years.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
A coffee machine? Are you fucking serious, Tataru?
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remained behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
By your leave!
Towering Traveler.
Good gods, that voice could fell a gigas.
Could it fell your
This
panties?
is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger.
Urianger.
I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal, we spoke of the plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly, but now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
It is not so simple, Gozetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
There is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality, might I suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giri? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald?
Yep.
Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
Heh. I feel like the measurements for the arms are wrong because with the sleeves over with the sleeves over Clyde's arms, they're not as big as they are when he doesn't have anything covering them at all. But oh well. Aw, Blood Pearl Charm, huh? I guess the monocle's kinda neat. The Mark 14 Thermal Coil Boil Master. Dear me. How... is that risable or risible? Must the previous 13 iterations have been? I could design a more efficient water heater in the time it took that ill-conceived lump to become lukewarm. Seems legit. You know what? We will at least put on the monocle. We could be fancy. Fancy samurai. Yeah. I think we can dye it too, yeah. We can dye every part of that set. Yay, now it matches. Fly free, my pretty. Oh. As far as Tataru making us that set of clothes, the most endearing thing about it is that bloodstone charm or whatever. Just the fact that, like, you know, it's literally a character, an NPC, admitting to you that, you know, they don't really know what it takes. They just know that your job is hard and dangerous, and that there's a high chance that you'll die every time you go to do it. It's like a conscious, you know, like the story is conscious that, you know, your character is doing, you know, these noble deeds that, you know, at any time might, you know, be their last. I love it. Oh look, an instance battle, and we're gonna have, I guess technically, let's see, me, Ida, Gosetsu, Yukiri, that's 4. We've seen Sid fight before. Oh yeah, but an instance battle, how about that? I hope this instance battle doesn't take too awful long. You got what, like 22 minutes left in the recording? And there's cutscenes after this, some pretty monumental ones too. You'd be familiar with this area if you'd done PvP, namely Slaughter.
Now where was that? Ah! I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
How convenient. You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishes. But how could I ignore the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland. Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Oh, God.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent,
Take care of that brute, will you?
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
Maybe I should have stayed on Dragoon. We could have had all 4 melees. Opportunity wasted.
I am Gosetsu, Samurai of Doma. You will rue your choice of opponent this day.
Opportunity wasted. I could have been using Dragoon. Ah, well. Honestly, party diversity is highly overrated anyway, so just my opinion.
No holding back!
Ow. It actually kind of hurt.
Leave this to me.
With soul and steel!
You watching, Papalymo?
Your defense is lacking.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
This one'll sting.
An opening.
If you hadn't noticed, we've been killing you in droves. Nero's own suit of Magitech armor, huh? The Red Baron. And Clyde's like, hell yeah. The Warrior Light's got a taste for blowing shit up in a tank. I guess my job doesn't matter now, does it? Still, it would have been cool to have all 4 melees out because, I don't know, it's just poetic, but I missed it. I missed my opportunity. I actually honestly forgot that Ida comes with us for this.
You watching, Papalymo?
No retreat. No surrender.
It's got its own unique I
have you.
Swing. Like, you don't even see damage pop up on them. Like, all the ones caught in that blast just died.
No holding back!
Leave this to me.
Tis my right to strike!
And of course, that still only counts as one. More Lord of the Rings references.
It's all over now.
Woohoo!
Your defense is lacking.
If we'd had this Magitech armor in the Praetorium
With soul and steel!
imagine what we could have done.
This one'll sting. An opening.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
Aww. The speech bubbles above people's heads. Oh look, he's still only got his the amount of HP he had before.
No surrender.
I guess if you were on a job that could really do a lot of damage, and you spiked him, like he could possibly be, you know, dead before you got to get into Nero's magic tech. No, he's using the gun shield techniques that recent South Arenas used at Cape Westwind.
Leave this to me.
Are you sure about that, buddy? I mean, at least you're smart enough to run away, I guess.
Temporal stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
Well, hopefully this cutscene doesn't take over 13 minutes. But we shall see.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously. Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing? I suppose not.
For Monoclon, we must look a little bit like Papa Limo, especially if you were a Lalafell.
All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
Ida's gonna do it, because I guess she wants to feel like she did something.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do. The launch sequence has begun. Omega is loose.
Prepare to be dazzled. We got good timing, I guess. Reference versus Final Fantasy V reference. Where did you get all the water from? Dragon Ball Z! Well, obviously the Kamehameha colored one's gonna win. Duh. Or a giant explosion could happen. That's some wall. Took the tidal wave, it took the concussive force of the blast. Oh, to a green light and a blue light. Going their separate ways, huh?
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to GRIDANIA.
Ooh.
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
Yeah, not quite yet. I want to poke around here, see if there's really anything to be seen. I don't think there is, but yeah, you never know. Okay, maybe not.